Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 musicians who managed to cap off their careers in the most ideal way possible.
I would find a way.
Number 10. The White Stripes. Knowing when to quit can be a tough one. But for Jack and Meg White of the White Stripes, by the time album number 6 was done, the time had arrived. The duo released a statement in 2011, surprising fans by announcing their split quite suddenly. The reason? Well, it had nothing to do with creative differences or personal failings. No, Jack and Meg simply felt that the band had run its course and decided to preserve its legacy by ending things. Jack, of course, went on to continue his career solo and with various projects, but Meg seemed content to keep a pretty low profile. Will they ever reunite? We can never say never, but by the sounds of things, this band already achieved their goals.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Yes, I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Number 9. The Smiths. A band like the Smiths were always going to fall apart before too long.
And heaven knows I'm miserable now.
They were a true flash in the pan, lightning in a bottle. Keeping a guy with an ego like Morrissey's in line was never going to work in the long run for the rest of the group.
Do you really think she'll pull through?
But what the Smiths did achieve was 4 beloved albums, released over the course of 4 years. Eventually, Morrissey and guitarist Johnny Marr's relationship broke down entirely, and any chance of a reunion has died due to the strings of legal battles between them. But all in all, the Smiths struck while the iron was hot and created one incredible legacy.
You should know, how can you say I go about things the wrong way?
Number 8. The Police. The Police burst onto the scene at the end of the 70s with a sound that was uniquely their own, a punchy, punky form of reggae-infused new wave that fans loved from the get-go.
Rescue me before I fall into despair.
As they evolved, they became masters of more traditional pop forms. But just as their final album, Synchronicity, made them the biggest band in the world, they decided to tap out. Lead singer Sting very clearly wanted to take things in a very different direction, and from what we can gather, the final studio sessions held by the band were not working. In 1986, they decided to quit while they were ahead, and while they have reunited on a few occasions for one-off shows or tours, don't expect album number 6 anytime soon. Number 7. The Velvet Underground. There is an old saying about the Velvet Underground that claims that only a few hundred copies of their debut album were sold. But everyone who bought one started a band.
Thousand dreams that would await me.
That's just one way of putting the influence of these legendary New Yorkers into perspective. At the tail end of the 60s, Lou Reed and Company put out 4 classic albums, one year after another. Then, after growing frustrated by the band's lack of commercial success, the project was scrapped. No, we're not counting Doug Yule's Squeeze album in the VU canon. Reed went solo and finally found fame, but the band never worked together in the studio again. However, that 4-album stretch is as strong a catalog as any band's.
Please put down your hand, 'cause I see you.
Number 6. Bill Withers. Bill Withers didn't just have a great career in music. He wrote several songs that set the standards within their genre.
You just keep on using me until you use me up.
That's a lot more than most artists can claim. He was already in his 30s by the time his music career took off and was wise enough to be distrustful of the system from there on. He didn't even quit his day job until he was 100% certain that his first hit, Ain't No Sunshine, wasn't a fluke.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home.
Then, after only 18 years as a recording artist, he grew tired of the game and decided to hang up his hat. Apart from a few public appearances, Withers left his legacy as is, and we have to admire him for it.
We all need somebody to lean on.
Number 5. David Bowie. Death has always been a major part of artistic creation, but few artists get the chance or have the means to turn their own death into art like David Bowie.
I can't answer why. Just go with me.
Long after he had retired from the public eye, Bowie released Blackstar, a jazz-infused epic that many critics called an incredibly strong return to prime form. The lyrics of songs like the title track and Lazarus confused listeners at first.
Look up here, I'm in heaven.
But 2 days after the album was dropped, it all became painfully obvious. Bowie put his heart and soul into that final album and then sadly passed away just as it was released to the world. For as tragic as it was, people couldn't help but admire Bowie's dedication right up until the very end.
I can't give everything.
Number 4. Johnny Cash. By the time the 80s came and went, Johnny Cash, while respected, was not expected to mount the type of career comeback that he did.
You load 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt.
His sales had suffered in the 80s, but in 1994, teaming up with Rick Rubin for the first in his American series of albums changed everything. All of a sudden, his old legend was finding a huge resurgence in his public appeal.
I just hope you will let it go by.
This run of success continued up until 2002's American 4, The Man Comes Around. Little did we know that the album would precede Cash's death in 2003. But the Man in Black's final single, Hurt, was one incredible swan song. The video in particular helped to cap off his career with a truly magical statement about his life.
I will let you down. I will make you hurt.
Number 3. Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin never truly put out a bad album.
I really don't know what time it was. Whoa.
Sure, there are some that are better than others, but their discography was pretty watertight right up until the untimely death of their drummer John Bonham in 1980. Without the group's driving force behind them, the band had no interest in continuing. Aside from a few one-off reunions and some work between singer Robert Plant and guitarist Jimmy Page, the Led Zeppelin train officially stopped moving as soon as Bonham got off. Sure, the decision was out of their hands in many ways, but the band's legacy never suffered a terrible comeback record or a tired touring schedule. And that's a good way to leave things in our book.
And she's falling a stairway to heaven.
Number 2. Ozzy Osbourne. There might not have been a more universal outpouring of love and adoration for a rock star in recent times than the one enjoyed by Ozzy Osbourne following his retirement gig in 2025.
I'm just a dreamer. I dream my life away.
His health was in serious decline, and so the former Black Sabbath frontman couldn't even stand during his performance. But that whole day in Villa Park was a celebration of this heavy metal pioneer's life and music. What made the whole thing extra poignant was the fact that Ozzy passed away just 17 days after playing that final show. It was a tough pill for music fans to swallow, but what a way to go out, right?
It hurts so bad, it's been so long. Mama,
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. John Deacon left Queen instead of continuing without Freddie Mercury.
These days are all gone now, but some things remain.
A Tribe Called Quest made the ultimate hip-hop comeback and then bowed out.
Yes, the tribe was the game with a player, as you inhale like a breath of fresh air.
Outkast did one huge reunion tour and likely will never record again.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry.
REM ended things while firing on all cylinders.
This one goes out to the one I love.
Rush had a hugely prolific career and decided to leave it at that.
Catch the mystery, catch the myth.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Beatles. The Beatles truly wrote the book on how to end things at the perfect time.
Get back to where you once belonged.
Most bands would be lucky to ever release a single album that even approaches that mastery of this band's final record, and yet it was just another classic work of art from John, Paul, George, and Ringo. After the tense recording sessions that gave us Let It Be, the band returned to the studio for one last rodeo.
Speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
The resulting album, Abbey Road, might just be the single greatest Beatles release. However, this didn't result in the band picking up steam and continuing to try to replicate. No, they decided enough was enough and went their separate ways and never reformed their lineup.
Don't let me down.
But what other artists do you think managed to end things well enough to get on our list? Let us know in the comments below.
I feel so good.